They call it the Zephyrus G14, and in this video, let's unbox it. I've been waiting to get my hands on this laptop. Main reason being the Ryzen 9 5900HS processor. Now, this laptop is a fantastic deal for anybody looking for a thin, light, on-the-go laptop that really packs a punch. And so it's one of those laptops that you really don't know how they do it. How do they make a laptop this thin and light with this good of build materials and make it so affordable? And we're gonna open this bad boy up right here. It's so fun how it's the same box as last year. It kind of pops up and presents itself. I think it's a neat little feature. Pull this guy out here. It's such a nice, thin, light laptop. I really can't believe it. How they pack all this in such a little package. So let's get this thing out of here. Oh, man, it never gets old. That is just so, I don't know if you can see that. See that iridescent? Man, that looks good. It's such a good looking laptop. It blows me away. It's all aluminum, top cover, bottom cover, keyboard deck. This does feel like a plastic material, but it is in fact aluminum. The model I'm unboxing right now comes with the latest Ryzen 9 5900HS, the RTX 3060 with 6 gigs of VRAM, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 1 terabyte SSD. So this is the $1,500-ish model. Prices tend to vary, but that's the cost that I picked this one up for. Overall, you can see it's so firm. There's just no squishiness to the laptop. Even when you push the top cover, you can see just a tiny bit of push on that screen, but that's not going to affect the screen. It's not, oh, that shows smudges. That shows some smudges right away there. So it's not going to affect the screen. It's not going to break. This is not a glass screen, so you don't have any concerns there. But just the edges, the beveled edges are so smooth. As you see the I/O ports, we have HDMI, USB-C, headphone mic combo, as you can see there, the little icon. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see that, the little icon, and then we have our standard power cable. Now, these do charge the laptop. However, you are not going to be able to do Thunderbolt 3. Ryzen still does not have Thunderbolt 3, and then we have two standard USB ports, your Kensington lock, and then another USB-C on this side. Good ventilation on the bottom cover. These vents are closed, so know that that is not a vent. Asus does that. They put vents on their computer, they mill where vents would go, and then they don't fully mill through. So you can see we have here, here, and here, as well as these three spots. Take a look at that in a second. We'll open this thing up and take a look at it near the end of this video. But as you can see, really good build quality. The ventilation on the back of the keyboard deck here on each of the side panels. Now, the one thing I really hope they solved this year was the heating issue that we ran into last year. Okay, so that was my biggest concern with this laptop. It had very high temperatures. It was one of the highest temperature thermal laptops that I saw on my channel. So I'm hoping they resolve that, and then I'm also hoping that they resolve the issue with the keyboard deck. The lighting was very mushy, especially for such a light colored laptop keyboard, so we'll check that out in just a minute as well. But let's make sure we don't miss anything else here. Good rounded edges, really solid hinges, good bumpers so it doesn't slide too much on your desk, so you don't just throw it off your desk accidentally. So overall, really good package on the outside. Let's go ahead and open it up and turn it on. As always, I love how the keyboard raises as you open it. That helps with ventilation underneath the keyboard to get those vents really pumping air through the laptop to try and keep it cool. And like I said, in my main test, we're going to see if we can keep this thing cool. If you have questions about this laptop, now is the time to ask them. I'm going to start releasing these unboxings so I can field your questions and then answer your questions inside of the full review. Let's go ahead and get it turned on. And as we're waiting for it to turn on, we're going to go ahead and look at a little more here. The crazy thing is, actually, if you look in here, this is not an air of the camera. You can see how it's a little translucent there. That actually is, not translucent, iridescent. That actually is iridescent. And oh my gosh, it's so funny. Matt Mona always points out the stickers. It's so funny. It's so true. The stickers are so crooked. It cracks me up. Okay, so speakers are right here on the top deck. We have, I should probably plug this thing in. That's probably why it's not turning on. Okay, so as the computer is powering up, keyboard deck's good. It's firm. It's not mushy. Now, what actually I would have thought is there'd be a lot of bend in the middle. So like when I push down on there, it would like bend a lot. Let's see what happens here. So let's get you straight on back. Yep. Like that's really firm, which honestly surprises me because it's like elevated here. That hinge, you know, I'm like, I'm going to break the hinge if I like accidentally hit it or something. It's really firm. It's kind of cool. This kind of divots down a little bit. That's something you don't. Oh, Cortana. I don't need your help. No mas. Okay. Anyway, so this is not often seen on a lot of laptops, this kind of indented feel. It really doesn't make a huge difference. It doesn't lower your keyboard any. The keys stick up high enough, so it doesn't make a difference. The trackpad is one thing that I like. The trackpad, it's good. It doesn't have any of that front puckering that happens sometimes with trackpads. It has a good click basically all around it. It's just a little small. And I mean, it is a 14-inch laptop, but personally, if it were me, I could have gone without maybe a few of these keys. I don't know which ones. I'm not going to like claim right now. And I could have moved these keys down here, and then that would have allowed me to push the keyboard up and have a, you know, maybe a whole half an inch taller trackpad, which would have been my personal preference as far as this is concerned. Typing on this keyboard is super nice. It's the keys, they're a little mushy on the side, just to be totally honest. When I push there down on the side of the key, it's a little mushy. But overall, I really like the keyboard deck. The keys, they feel good. You know, I've been hearing other reviews about them feeling a little plasticky and cheap. They're not like the HP Omen soft touch keys or the ProBook keys or even the keys on like say the Acer Predator Helios. I know these are like different brands, but just comparing a little bit here. But overall, they're very good. I'm not offended by the feel of them. They don't feel super cheap. They're not super wobbly. They have a little bit of shake to them. I'll get a closer look at that in my full review. But overall, well done. It's pretty epic. How's it going there, people? One area of concern last year was the keyboard lighting, and it looks like they've made some improvements. It was a little bit mushy as far as the lighting being crisp and clear throughout all the keys. We still see a little bit of degradation over as you head towards this side of the keyboard, and that might just be because there's less area for the light to come through. And you see there's a little bit of light leak around the keycaps, but overall it looks as if they've made an improvement on the keyboard backlighting. Then as you turn the light back on, you can see the keys, especially in a well-lit room. But if it's dark and you weren't to have the keyboard backlighting on, it would be rather difficult to spot the keys because it's kind of a gray on gray. This is actually like silver, so it's like a white top cover, black bezels, and a silver keyboard deck, which is kind of weird to me. They're using like 3 different shades of gray or colors, however you want to say it, because black, white, and silver really aren't colors, but I digress. So I think it's kind of odd. Something that Acer did is they made the whole unit white or the whole unit black. We literally have black, silver, and white. You know, it's a choice. It's a design choice. I think there could have maybe been a little more thoughtfulness in that, but that's really splitting hairs. This does have the fingerprint sign-in, which I didn't even realize. That's pretty cool. So if you like go click setup, it like you can do your fingerprint on that power button. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to do that right now, but this does have fingerprint. It doesn't have a webcam, so it doesn't have Windows Hello or Face Up Hello or whatever it's called. I never use it, even when it does have it. But for me, a webcam would be important. I do a lot of virtual meetings for my work, and so I would have to go grab another laptop and use it. So if this was my only laptop, I'd be like, okay, that stinks. But you can buy a little webcam or use your phone to do virtual meetings, so you have some options there. But note that, yeah, this does not have a webcam. Now, they're claiming 100% sRGB. It is Pantone validated. So, I mean, this is insane. It's like the ultimate gamer and creator workstation. It packs a punch. It's thin and light. I mean, it's crazy how light this is. It's around 4 pounds. Another thing to look at is the bezels. The bezels are very thin on this laptop. They also have a little bit of buffer here. So when it closes, it's nice and soft. So that also helps with any sort of pressure on the screen. So like I was pushing on the screen earlier, those bezels have a nice rubber. So it's not gonna have so much abrasion against your keyboard deck and your screen. It's gonna be very firm. So, and it locks down very tightly. So, You're not going to have the screen just randomly popping open. Another thing that's awesome about this laptop specifically is you can jump right into your like Asus control center. We're going to jump into this more in a later video, but for instance, I just turned it on like turbo mode, and it's not really too loud, but I'm not really doing a lot right now. All right, now we're going to go ahead, open up this computer, take a look inside, see what we're working with. That was way less dramatic than I thought it would be. Some computers, it feels like you're like ripping open a vault. All right. One disappointment, and I would say downfall of this computer, is pretty well-known fact that you can only swap one of the RAM positions, which would make it the max RAM ability of this computer 40 gigs, roughly. If you put a 32 in with the 8, you get 40. A simple upgrade is going to be from 16 to 24 if you put a 8 and a 16 gig RAM memory stick. Oh, I just did my biggest faux pas. People hate it when I say RAM memory. It's all right. It's a filthy habit. And then you also have, I'm not going to tear that up because it's nice and organized. You also have an M.2 drive here, and again, just one M.2. So this is not an expansive laptop. And you know, the reason being is they've put a lot into this little package. We have our 76 watt hour battery, speakers right here. We have our dual fan setup right here, which is nice. The full heat pipe. It's a rather expansive heat pipe. We have 4 heat pipes running through the machine. So it should keep it cool, and I'm hoping that they've improved it. So like I said, it's a very, very well organized motherboard, but it is not the most easy to upgrade. And really the main upgrades are going to be the SSD and the RAM. So as I mentioned earlier, these are closed off, and really the reason being is there's no need for them to be open. There's heat pipes right here. The main portions that are open are the portions to the fans, and then obviously there's some air flow that can happen here. So air can get pulled through this area to keep your SSD and your RAM cool. And so that's why we have these two areas here. And then these are the speaker grills. So it makes sense that these are closed since there's only heat pipes here. It would be nice if it did release some air, but you see you're sucking air in through here when the computer's tilted up, and then the air can be pushed out a little bit there, or it can pull air in and pull air through the computer. Go ahead and gently press down on that like button if this has brought you some value. Let me know in the comment section below what you want to know about this laptop, and of course subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out when those reviews come out. I'm gonna go back because I never even like looked at anything else in the box because I don't care. I don't care what else is in the box. No. Because I don't care. I just want to play with the computer. Charge it, in case you didn't know how to charge a laptop. There's that. Safety. You should not remove the battery, or you might die. Okay, there's what we're looking for. It's not too big. I mean, yeah, it's pretty big.